we all have somebody or the other in our life that sort of feels toxic to us. And your energy is like the most precious thing that you have and that you will ever have. It's like you're not just doing yourself a favor, you're doing everybody around you a favor. Stop expecting anything from them. Always ask yourself, what can I do in this moment to protect my energy? So it's been a while since I actually came here and talked to you like this, made a video like this, which is like a one-on-one setup kind of a thing. I'm currently in Ubud, so grateful to be actually here and making this video. I was here for a festival that was happening yesterday. It was just incredible. It blew my mind. And I just finished, like I'm transitioning from the biggest month in my business ever, which was May 2022, that we ended at 1.6 million. What? I'm actually saying this. I remember when I used to like think of visualize actually saying this on a camera and like talking to you guys, but now it's like a reality. Wow, it feels so surreal. So right now I'm like in that transition phase of celebrating that and just like entering June with a brand new fresh energy. Also, I wanted to take up this question because the number of times that I've had this question in my DMs is I can't count. So here we go, straight to the point. How I want to start this video is this actually. First, let's get this straight. I think we all have somebody or the other in our life that sort of feels toxic to us, right? And especially if it's a family member, it just makes it all the more difficult. Okay. Now, here is something that you need to keep in mind. Number one, from this moment onwards, tell yourself, remind yourself that your energy is like the most precious thing that you have and that you will ever have. Because your energy decides what comes in your life next, okay? Which means that you gotta be super duper selfish with it. You have to learn to be super duper selfish with it. It's like when you keep yourself on a priority, okay? When you're like, okay, I am making myself a priority and nothing else matters, because it's like you're not just doing yourself a favor, you're doing everybody around you a favor. If you are gonna feel unhappy and fulfilled and just like, can you spread happiness around the people? That's not possible. So when you make yourself a priority, when you start being selfish, you are actually doing yourself a favor and the people around you a favor. So when I talk about dealing with a toxic family member, the number one thing that you have to keep in mind is that stop expecting. Number one, stop expecting anything from them. We all make stuff about them, like, oh, I want them to change. I want them to be like this, behave like this, act like this. Stop that. They are not going to change, okay? Because you are showing up as the same person who is now expecting them to be toxic, who is expecting them to be a certain way. And it's like, subconsciously, it's a pattern, okay? Whenever you're around them, you know that they're gonna act this way. So subconsciously, you're always looking also for them to behave this way. So your energy is also the same that you're putting out. The only thing that we can do in this situation is manage your energy, okay, and take care of your energy. So I have worked with people in the past. I remember there was this one-on-one client of mine. Oh, we all also have a video together. I'm going to link it up here. When we started, she used to tell me how her family had a major role to play in just like that toxicity. And towards the end of our time together, I remember her telling me that, Ishpreet, I don't know, it's like the things that my family was against earlier, suddenly they're okay with it. Suddenly, like, they are in agreement. They want me to do these things. They're allowing me to do these things. I don't know what shifted in them. I don't know what changed in them. And this is not just one time. It's happened so many times with my clients that once they start to do their work, their inner work, people just change around them. And why is that? Because your energy is so contagious. It is so contagious that when you shift your energy, and you stop caring about anyone else's, their energy is also affected by you. They get affected by you. So the number one thing we want to stop doing is take 100% responsibility and stop expecting anything out of them. Okay, it's not going to help. The next thing that you want to do is, again, like I said, be so selfish with your energy that you make yourself a priority in a way that you always ask yourself, what can I do in this moment to protect my energy? If I'm around this person right now, what can I do to not indulge in a conversation, to not deplete my energy, to not do anything that I know is going to make me feel drained? So again, self-sabotage. So many times we know how this is going to turn out. We know how this conversation is going to end, but we still do it. We still do it because something triggers inside of us, because something tells us to do it, because it's our nature, it's a habit, I don't know. But it's just that you want to prove your point. You want to go out there, you want to prove your point that, hey, I'm right, you're wrong, you're the toxic one. And maybe that is true. But who cares? If you are sort of letting them engage with your energy and mess with your energetic field, even if you win the argument, you lose. Because you just lost in an energetic sense. You literally gave them the power away to affect how you feel, your mood, and everything. So you lost. You didn't win the argument. So whenever you find yourself in a situation where you know this is not going to turn out right, ask yourself, what can I do in this moment to sort of take a step back, center myself, and protect my energy? Like, it's the most important thing and the most precious thing in the world. What can I do right now? When you start to consciously come from that point, you literally walk and talk with like a shield around you. Like, hey, you don't get to mess with my energy. You just don't. Either I sort of go and I isolate myself in my room, I step out, I stop the conversation, I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever you're saying, you're right. And I step out. Doesn't matter. You give them what they need to hear maybe in that situation so that you can protect your energy, but you do that. So this is something that I use a lot. Every time that I feel like I'm in a toxic environment or somebody toxic around me. Oh, I just realized how funny my hairdo looks in the mirror, like a Rishi Muni. Wow, it's funny how I get distracted in a second. Okay, so I do this a lot of times that I visualize myself being surrounded by a golden bubble of white light. Golden bubble of white light? Golden white light. It's like, the point is that you have like a bubble around you and you are in that bubble. Okay, take a second to visualize that, and as if it's a shield around you that is bouncing off all the negative energy in that moment, whatever is thrown at you. And you can feel it. You can feel being safe. You can feel being protected. And everywhere you go, especially when you're around somebody, like I said, toxic or anything like that, you go in with this energy of having this shield around you. Because then you know that no matter what, that energy cannot penetrate through that shield inside of you and affect you. And that's how powerful your mind is, by the way. When you do that, you actually will feel that you are so not affected by the toxicity of a person in a room, because you've consciously trained your mind and asked for that shield around you to protect you, and you're like in a different zone. So it just doesn't matter. This is so important because when it's a family member and you live under the same roof with them, it gets so difficult. I know. Okay, I know. It gets so difficult. In that moment, I just need to remind myself, and I always remind myself that, hey, what can I do to protect my energy? That is all that I need. That is all that I need. If I need to get in with the shield, if I need to sort of mind my own business, if I need to have this thick layer of indifference around me, I'm going to do that, because that is what will protect my energy, and I will do that. So the point being, get super selfish. You are doing everybody a favor. And believe me, what's going to happen is that when you start to do this, your energetic vibration and your field is going to expand. Your vibration is going to go up. When that happens, in one way or another, you stop looking for them to be toxic. You stop expecting them to be toxic because you're not even paying attention. You just stop expecting to be like, stop expecting. You just stop expecting anything at all. And when you stop expecting, you are not surprised. You're not surprised anymore. So let's say even if they are toxic, you're not surprised. You're just observing now. And you're observing from a distance. And when you observe, you're like, this does not serve me. I need to get away. That's it. It's not surprising anymore. So I hope that makes sense. You just got to be so conscious in your mind that nothing throws you off. And see, it's fine to actually be thrown off by this once in a while, but for the majority of the time, this is how you take your power back. Nobody is worth giving your power away. Be it a family member, be it a friend, be it whoever, doesn't matter. Nobody is worth giving that power away, because this is what decides what happens in your life. You don't want to give that remote control into someone else's hands, So when you start doing this, your energetic field sort of changes, and that energy is sort of, that affects them as well. That affects them. And in one way or another, when you stop expecting them to be toxic, when you stop expecting these things to happen, your attention goes in a different way. So where your attention goes, energy flows, and you just start to focus on the bigger, better things in life than this. I hope that makes sense. And if you have any more questions, please put them down in the comments below. I will try to get back to them. But like this was one of the most asked questions ever, so I had to like answer it. And that's pretty much it. Also, tell me, what should I make the next video on? It's good to have suggestions from you guys, so let me know on that. I will see you in my next video, and until then, keep your vibrations way high. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna enjoy Ubud and its greenery and the sunset, and I'm gonna see you soon.